to talk to you about one of my favourite subjects in the world, me. I want to share with you. I want to share with you a little bit about. I don't like saying it like this because it sounds a bit twee. My faith journey, right? Because I think sometimes you can look at people who have been Christians for a long time and kind of go, they're a bit odd, or don't really know what's kind of going with them. Because I think sometimes, correct me if I'm wrong, sometimes you guys think that we have no idea how you feel, right? And I know I get the impression it's like when you guys try and say things and do things when you think that adults don't notice you. I find that hilarious. I really, really do, because I can see. Exactly, right? Okay, so I was brought up as a Christian household. In school, I didn't know any other Christians. Literally, there were no other Christians through my whole school life. Right? Definitely from year 7 to 6th form, didn't know anyone else who knew Jesus, and I didn't really like school. Around the age of 15, I became like school life. I was a little bit of an introvert. As I got older, I got what my teacher called gregarious. So I was a bit more kind of. I love people. And now I really don't like being on my own for a long amount of time. I kind of get a bit stir crazy. Anyway, when I was 15, a few new people joined the school, and I became utterly obsessed with this one girl. Right. Right. I mean, I didn't stand a chance. She was ginger. The thing is, what I didn't realise had actually begun to happen, though, is that I was really good at putting girls on pedestals and kind of going, oh, she's so amazing, she can do no wrong. And, and why won't she go out with me? I mean, maybe I should have talked to her. Maybe that might have been a bit of an indicator why. But it was funny, actually. We became very good friends eventually. But, that's beside the point when I got on over myself. What I realised I started doing is I was worshipping her. I didn't mean to. I put her on a pedestal, and I was kind of like, it was from a distance. I had a human hang-up, okay? And to the point, right, where I for some reason, I convinced myself not only that we were meant to be together, right, but I actually felt that God was telling me, I'm going to be with this girl. It was utter nonsense, right? That's the problem with being an emotional human being, is that you can get things wrong, and you can get things wrong a lot. The problem with this is that my obsession literally turned into depression, right? And I went through every single day of being depressed for 2 years. Every single day. I woke up and not wanting to cope, not wanting to bother, and just literally struggling through every second, every moment. Every now and again, I experience that very lowness, and it's horrible. Now, did I have suicidal thoughts? Fortunately, not. But I think I got close a couple of times because I just couldn't cope. Now, it's a bit of a weird one because I can genuinely trace it back to my obsession with this girl. Now, what happened? Something happened, right? Because when you're in those moments, you kind of go, "Where's God? What's He doing? God, why are you not breaking through into this?" And what happened? Nice. And what happened is that God turned up in a very unexpected moment. Now, today we're used to having hundreds of channels all streaming. My dad had got a little cable box. We got cable, so we had access. I can't remember what it was, but we had access to music channels, and we could and music on demand channels. So you could actually go and scroll through and put on whatever you could. Anyway, I was doing some homework. It's in the living room. I picture it, and I was just trying to do homework. And then what happened is that in a very, very short amount of time, all these songs are playing through, and it was 2001, and a band that I was vaguely aware of at the time. I'm now I'm Mr. Music, but back then I didn't really know that much. I was a bit of a blind-spotted person when it comes to music things. This music video came on, and the presence of God filled the living room, and the song, genuinely, I felt God speaking through the music to me. The song was, it's called Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out Of, and it's by a band called U2. Now, it was literally as if God himself was speaking to my heart. I can't really describe it in many good words because it's undescribable. And that God was actually saying himself to me, you are stuck in a moment and you can't get out of it. but I can bring you out of it. And genuinely, within that moment, I burst into tears. I fell to my knees, and I was like, Lord, I'm yours. This is all about me, and it's not supposed to be about me. It needs to be about you. And from that moment, literally, the depression just went. I was like, okay. And even my feelings for this girl, who I still hadn't talked to by this point, had gone. And it was just mad. It was all done. Out of that, several little things happened. So lots of little strands of what God was doing in my life changed. So around the age of 17, I found a passion for acting. Now this started a very strange journey. That's a strange journey. And I wanted to be an actor. I've said that before. I really wanted to join the Royal Shakespeare Company. But God then started speaking to me of other things. I became a massive U2 fan. My musicianship changed within that year as well. So if any of you play music, the best way to get better very quickly is to join a band. That's the best way to become a better musician. Because, I say, within a couple of months, I went from being somebody who sort of played keyboards to playing keyboard pretty well, to being able to hear chords, which is a very strange phenomenon. Then I'm picking up guitar, I'm picking up bass, I can play drums. That led on to ukulele and harmonica. And I'm just saying, like, it kind of opened my mind to all these different kinds of things, right? So I wanted to be an actor, but then I prayed something that I want you all to pray, but it is the worst prayer that you can ever pray. And it's this prayer: Lord, what do you want me to do? Because if you mean it, God will tell you. And what happened is that God was like, acting, nah, mate. Right? It was just like, don't do that. I want you to join this ministry group. Now, what was really funny is because I knew people from this ministry group, and I was like, no, I'm not joining that. Right? I actually said no to God. Genuinely, I felt God saying, I want you to do that. It's like, no, I'm not doing that. I've seen what they do, and I'm not doing that. But then it came up again in another different context. It was a message along the lines of, you know what God is telling you, and you just need to admit it. And I'm like, no. Then it happened a third time at a really big meeting, and genuinely, I remember. I was in Torquay in this large church, and this message came across, and it was just a case of, okay, this is definitely God. I need to do something about this. So, and that again took me away from the acting, because actually the acting thing was literally all about me, because you know what I'm like. I like to be the centre of attention, but it went from being that to being this kind of a musical direction, but also a pastoral direction. While I was on this ministry training thing, it was really funny. There was a lady, a gentleman and lady that I was staying with. We're based in Manchester, right? And so staying with them, and we were up late watching a film or something like that. And the lady was like, looking at me like this. She goes, I reckon that you're going to be a youth pastor. I reckon that's what God's called you to do. I literally went like this. I'm not doing that. I'm only on this thing because God's told me to. I don't want to work with youth.
He said, I don't want to work with you. And I was like, hi, Tom.
Yeah, I know, right? Because what happened? This is what happened. God took me and took my surrender, took what I gave him, and he changed what I felt like. So in the Bible, in the Psalms, it says, if you delight yourself in the Lord, he'll give you the desires of your heart. That doesn't mean that you go up to God and go, hey, God, I sang all the worship songs on Sunday, give me a pony. That's not how it works. What it is that God wants to give you the desires. He wants you to go to him and go, Lord, what do you want me to want? That's what it means. Because my desires changed from being an actor, right, to being, I want to be on the Royal Shakespeare Company. I want people coming to see me play Hamlet. I want people to kind of go, oh, isn't he amazing? He made me feel things. I wanted that because that's what I wanted. But now I want to worship Jesus. God really did change my heart. And obviously, I know I kind of care about you lot. But this is, and I kind of don't want to, what I've said, I know I've talked a lot about I've talked about my experience. This is what I want to bring it down to. In Mark 8:34, it says, this is a mild paraphrase, but Jesus says this: whoever wants to be his disciple must deny themselves, take up their cross and follow him. Now, am I a perfect example of that? No, I am not, because I keep messing it up. But I've got a God who's really gracious, who's full of mercy, who keeps saying, have another go. Have another go. I'll tell you what I do know, and this is what I want you guys to experience for yourselves, right? I don't have this sorted, but I can testify that the more that I surrender my will to his, ultimately, I am more satisfied because I am worshipping him properly. Now, if I started trying to feel more satisfied in life by worshipping him, it won't work. Because that sounds like you're trying to do a transaction with God and trying to bribe him a little bit. Like, I'll give you a bit of worship and I'll feel okay about the next week and stuff. It's not about that. It's about getting to that place of surrender. The more that I surrender and say, this is what I want, but your will be done. Who else said that? Jesus. Garden Gethsemane. Yeah. Jesus said that to the Father. Jesus didn't want to die on the cross. I know I don't want to sound blasé, but that's a shocker, right? Well, no, of course it's not. Who wanted to die on the cross? Well, Jesus chose it because he loves us, and he was obedient to the Father. I wonder what would happen if we all genuinely surrendered ourselves to God. And we said, look, this is what I want, but if you want something different, take all of this away. So, that's my testimony. Not that I've got it right, but the more that I've surrendered, the more that I feel such a satisfaction, not just in life, but from my Heavenly Father. And that's what I want you guys to do too.